Hello, friends. Today we are waiting for a very interesting story. The story of the Great Black Demon of Japan. The first black samurai in history. Who is he, the man who turned entire enemy armies to flight?
People's story.
Little is known about the childhood of Yasuke, the great warrior. Some historians speculate that he was born in Mozambique, Ethiopia, or Nigeria. Thomas Lockley wrote an extensive book on the history of this enigmatic black samurai entitled The African Samurai, The True Story of Yasuke, the legendary black warrior of the feudal age. Researchers believe that the young man was captured as a child and sold into slavery. He then pursued a career as a samurai and gained his freedom. By the time of his historic meeting with Jesuit monk Alessandro Valignano, a Christian missionary from Italy, Yasuke was already a free man. Yasuke accompanied Valignano on his journey through Japan as a bodyguard. The missionaries were unarmed and the roads were dangerous because the country was at that time in a state of civil war. War in Japan began in 1467 after the fall of the Ashikaga shogunate, when rival feudal lords vied for control of the country. Armed conflicts continued until the mid-1500s, when Nobunaga consolidated his power by subjecting half of the island nation to his ruthless regime. Yasuke first met Nobunaga in 1581, when Valignano asked the warlord for permission to leave the country. In the era of the lack of passports, this was commonplace. The daimyo was fascinated by Yasuke's skin color. According to Nobunaga, it was covered with black paint. Nobunaga ordered his servants to wash Yasuke, but even afterwards his skin remained dark. The feudal lords held a banquet in honor of this unusual warrior and invited him to serve. According to historical documents, the black samurai was a young, handsome man with a sturdy build. His strength surpassed that of more than a dozen men. Although Yasuke was already an experienced warrior, he still received additional training in the martial arts when he joined Nobunaga's army. In Japan at that time, the title of samurai corresponded to the high rank of a warrior in the service of the ruler. Nobunaga had thousands of samurai, but Yasuke was the first foreigner in their ranks. Among other things, he was the only black samurai in the daimyo's army. There were plenty of aliens from Africa and Japan, but there was only one such samurai. Locals even came to gawk at him. Yasuke joined Nobunaga in the final months of his campaign for the unification of the country. Yasuke had joined Nobunaga and was in the process of establishing a system to control all of Japan. Daimyo's strategy was to impose peace by force. This strategy almost succeeded, but General Akechi Mitsuhide, one of the shogun's lieutenants, betrayed him. He organized an ambush in Kyoto. As a result, enemy forces attacked Nobunaga Temple, destroying his army. The daimyo committed seppuku. His bodyguard, Ranmaru, was with him. He beheaded his master and asked Yasuke to cut off his head. Yasuke flees the temple with his master's head and is pursued, but manages to escape. The black samurai deprives Mitsuhide of the opportunity to obtain his enemy's head and flaunts it to prove the legitimacy of his power. Historians have not come to a clear conclusion about the reason for Mitsuhide's betrayal. They consider it one of the great mysteries of Japanese history. Today we learned about the fearsome, legendary, Great Black Demon of Japan. Samurai Yasuke, a truly great figure of interest to this day. Write in the comments about who to tell about next time. Thank you for watching the Great People Story channel. Good luck, and see you again.